Hey guys, my name is Casey and I am just starting to do videos on trying to conceive. So this is my first video on trying to conceive, so hopefully I'm able to put in everything that I want to say about trying to conceive. I have not yet conceived, but I'm just trying, so hopefully this video definitely puts everything that I want to add in there. Sorry about my camera, it's a little bit blurry. I definitely need a new camera if I'm going to continue to do this, so I'm sorry about the blurriness. But yeah, I have one child, a little girl. She just turned 2 last December, and my husband and I started trying to have another baby around 2013. 2012, I knew I wanted to already have another baby, but my daughter wasn't even a year yet, and I was already like, oh babe, I want another baby. But we didn't start trying till 2013. And I think part of the reason why we have not conceived yet is because my husband works out of town. He works up in North Dakota, so when he does come home, he comes home for like 2 3 days, maybe 4 days tops, and then he's gone again. And when he comes, I can't say for sure if I'm ovulating because my cycles are different. They're different every month. And I'm sorry about my camera. It keeps changing color. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just so frustrating. But please bear patience with me. But yeah, my daughter is sleeping, so I don't want to talk too loud to wake her up. But we started trying in 2013, and we've not been as successful. And like I said, part of that is I'm sure because he works out of town, and being that he works out of town and my cycles are different, it's hard to say for sure when I'm pregnant. One day my cycle could be 30 days, the next day could be 32 days, then it could be 28 days, then it could be 21 days, then it could be 25 days. So every month is different. I've tried using the period tracker and ovulation calculators, but my period never comes when it's supposed to come according to the period tracker, and I'm never ovulating when the ovulation calculator says I'm ovulating, because sometimes I will tell my husband, hey, the calculator said I'm ovulating around this time, so maybe around this time we could try. So maybe you could come home 2 days earlier and we could try. But that's never been successful. As you could see, it's been a year. And as I'm sitting here making this video, I just thought, the ovulation calculator said I was supposed to be ovulating on the 27th of February to the 2nd of March, but what the date gave me for ovulation, I didn't start. I was supposed to start my period on the Sunday, but I didn't start my period till the 14th of February, which was on the Friday, which was also Valentine's Day. So if the ovulation calculator said I was ovulating on the 27th to the 2nd, if I had my period later than when it estimated, which was the 14th of February, then could it have meant that I'm only ovulating, like starting ovulation early this month? See, and that's why I'm so confused and so frustrated with this entire process, because it's just so hard to tell when I'm ovulating and so hard to just tell everything. I feel like it's driving me insane. Like sometimes I just want to scream and cry and pull my hair out, but I can't do that. But I'm really frustrated because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, if it said that I was ovulating at a certain time when my period came later, then that means I may not have been ovulating anywhere in February, but I'm ovulating right now. So chances of me being pregnant is definitely a no-no. But then again, I don't know if I should go off of the calculator because my cycles are different every month. It's just so hard and so frustrating. And I remember I went to the gynecologist sometime last year, maybe September, and I was telling her, my husband, I went for a general checkup, and after the checkup I was like, my husband and I are trying to get pregnant, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Is something wrong with me, or do I need to get checked out, or what's going on? And I'm just sitting there asking her all these questions and telling her all these things. I'm just like, my cycle is different every month. It constantly changes. So I don't know when I'm ovulating. I can't say when my period is coming because my cycles is constantly different. So I need some help. Like, am I working out too much? I do intense working out, and I told her what I was doing. And I said, do you think I'm working out too much? I eat healthy, I exercise, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I do take prenatals. Like, I'm here telling her the rundown, like I'm telling you guys the rundown, and I'm here telling her the rundown, and then she just hands me a paper. you get your period every month? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, have sex 4 days before your ovulation, and have sex 2 days after you ovulate. And I'm just like, well, I can't really have sex 4 days before I ovulate or 2 days after I ovulate, because I don't know when I'm ovulating. So if you could tell me and help me with the process so I could determine around what time I'm ovulating, then maybe we could make it happen. But you can't just hand me this paper, tell me I have sex 4 days before I ovulate or 2 days after I ovulate, because I don't know when I'm ovulating. So basically, I just left the office frustrated and angry. And I just remember I went into the car and I'm just like, babe, she said we need to have sex 4 days before I ovulate or 2 days after I ovulate. But of course, I don't know when I'm ovulating. So right now, I'm very frustrated with this whole process. It's just so frustrating. You can't tell me to do that if I don't know, and I can't rely on the ovulation calculators, because all last year I've been trying to have sex right around the time it says I'm ovulating, but in the end I never got pregnant, because it's just here to help you estimate around the time you're going to be ovulating, but it doesn't really work. And I also just started trying to use ovulation predictor kits, but these I have not been successful with it. I've never gotten a positive using them. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but then I remember I googled it sometime last week, and it said that you at least need to have hold in your pee for 4 hours. Like, you don't want to pee now and then 40 minutes later you go take it. And I know you're supposed to take it between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. So you don't want to take it right around the time you wake up. You always want to take it around midday so you could catch your LH in your pee. But I never got a positive with them, and I kind of got worried about it, and I'm still worried about it. And I don't know if, because I would pee like around 12:30, and then I would take the test around 1. But it says that you shouldn't do it. I remember only one time I got a positive. I got 2 lines, but the other line was not as bright, but you could tell that there was another line. So I don't really know, but I just know that hopefully this month will be my successful month. What I decided to do is that I decided that I was going to go with my husband out to where he worked up in North Dakota and have sex with him every other day for the month of February. So beginning February, we started hitting it every other day. But of course, I got my period on Valentine's Day, so I knew I was not pregnant. But then we continued right away. As soon as my period left, no, the night of that my period left, we started doing it again every other day. And I think like maybe 2 days in the month, no, not 2 days, like twice in the month, not 2 days, but twice in the month we did it that night, and we did it the next night, and then we didn't do it like 4 nights in a row, just twice in the month we did it 2 nights in a row pretty much. But you shouldn't have sex every day or 2 to 3 times in a day. That does not increase your chances of getting pregnant. It just decreases the amount of sperm count your husband has. So you have to give it time to be able, so that his sperm count could be able to build back. If you don't allow it time for the sperm count to build back, then it's just useless, because you're having sex every other day. I would like to go visit him on a regular basis, since he can't stay home as much or as long as he would like to, so we could be able to have sex. But our finances are a little bit tight right now, so just traveling, it's gonna be way too much. And then we'd have to stay in a hotel, because then he has roommates, so it's just too much for us right now. But hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this month is the lucky month. But it's kind of hard to tell. I feel sad about it. I feel a little bit depressed about it. When you've been trying for so long and it's constantly a disappointment, and then you're seeing so many people around you, it's happening for them and it's not happening for you. It's just like, oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm eating healthy, I'm exercising, I'm not drinking, I'm smoking. Like, you point out everything that you're doing, and you're just like, why is it not happening? But it's a process. It's just easier for some people than it is for some of us, and all we could do is just keep trying and hope that the next time is successful. And I think if it doesn't happen, then I'm definitely gonna make an appointment with another gynecologist, so that we could see if I'm the problem or if my husband's the problem. But I just keep thinking, we just had a child, 2011. What's the problem? But, the body acts, the body does its own thing, so you don't really know. So just to be safe, I'm just going to go see a gynecologist if it doesn't happen this month. But trying to conceive has definitely been a challenge with my constantly changing cycles, and with my husband working out of town. So it's been a process. It's been a challenge. But I think what I started doing is that when I came home from North Dakota last month, we came home Monday night. So it's only been a few days since we've been home. I started looking at makeup tutorials. I've not always been one to wear makeup. I mean, growing up, I was not allowed to wear makeup, so I decided that I kind of wanted to enhance my look a little and just try new things. Try things that I won't try. Like I have on this bright lip lipstick. I never wear lipstick. I'm not a fan of lipstick. But now I have on this bright lipstick. And I'm not saying that everything's gonna go good with me. I mean, I have to experiment and see what fits my face. Like I know I have an oval shaped head. I know I have a long nose. I don't have big eyes. I have small eyes. I know I don't know if I should say I have small lips, but I have small areas. So it's just me playing with makeup and seeing what goes with my face, what doesn't go with my face. So I would YouTube how to do my eyebrows, how to do my eye makeup, how to do mascara, how to do contouring, how to do things to do with my lips. Like I would just YouTube like basics I know, but like mascara I know that and that stuff. But just YouTubing those videos helps me to take my mind off pregnancy and just think of something other than pregnancy, because that's all I've been thinking about the last year. Even this month I'm thinking about it and I just don't want to think about it as much anymore. It's starting to like take over me. It's like, oh, so I'm trying to think of things that I could do to get my mind off it, but I don't think I'll fully ever get my mind off it. I think I'll always think about it. So I'm just doing the necessary little things to try to get my mind off of it at least a little bit. So that's kind of helping. I mean, every morning I would shower and I never put on makeup unless if I have to go someplace important like dinner or lunch or church or something like that. But the last few days, every time I wake up and I'm done showering and dressing, I'll go in the mirror and I'll put on makeup and see what goes with me. Experiment with my lips, my eyes. Like today, I did something totally different with my eyes that I really like. Experiment my eyebrows. Like I just did my eyebrows and I don't really like the shape I did. So, I'm going to let it grow out and then try a different shape. So it's just you finding something that you really love and want to do or want to learn and doing it to help get your mind off of that trying to conceive process, because it takes over. Like it definitely takes over. I started taking, what you could do also is you could start taking prenatals. I started taking prenatals. I've always been taking it. I just kind of switched out the one I was taking to something else, so a different kind of prenatals. So I take prenatals, and then my husband in January he started taking vitamins. And they say that the men should avoid wearing tight fitting boxers, but he's always been wearing loose boxers, so I never had a problem with that. The only problem that I have with my husband is his eating. Working out of town, he eats unhealthy, but when he comes home, I feed him the healthy stuff. But when he's out of town, he's like not the healthiest eater. So he started taking vitamins, and I was praying and hoping that helped. So hopefully that us taking vitamins and doing it every other day boost our chances. But I really don't know. Like I feel a little bit sad right now just thinking about it. But I'm trying to not be sad about it and just try to take my mind off of it. But sometimes it's not always easy. So don't ever think it's easy. I mean, everybody's different. Like for some people, some people could automatically tell when they're pregnant. They'll have the cramping, they'll have nausea, they'll have dizziness, they'll have tender breasts. But I was told that the same symptoms you experience when you're about to get your period is the same symptoms you get when you're pregnant. For me, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't know nothing about pregnancy. Honestly, I knew nothing about pregnancy. Like I literally didn't even know what was heartburn. Like I've never had those things in my life. Like growing up in the Caribbean is so much different from growing up in the States. And when I came to the States, I've just been learning so much. Like I'm still learning. I think I'll always be learning because it takes a time to learn so much, and it takes a lot of time to learn as much, and there's so much to learn. So I'm still learning. But the only symptoms I had with her when I was pregnant was heartburn, and I had cramps, and I just thought my period was coming. And every day I was looking forward to my period coming because I was having all these cramps. And I remember one night I even put on a tampon because I was so certain that my period was going to come the next day. But then the next day I woke up and I took out the tampon and I was like, no period. Like, what's going on? No period. So it was just like, oh, what is going on? My throat is burning me and I'm cramping. Like I was just irritated. I was irritated that I constantly was cramping and my period wasn't coming. And on top of that, I had this burning sensation in my throat that wasn't going away. And then I remember at the end of the month, I was like, I haven't got my period. So I went to get me a pregnancy test at Walgreens. I got me 2, and I remember I put it in a cup, I stick it in there, I close it up, and then I said, let me go take a shower, and then I'll look at it after I take a shower. And I remember I was in the shower, anxious, and then I looked and I was like, oh, they both said I'm pregnant. So it was like I got done showering, and I just, remember thinking, it's a blessing to be pregnant, and a blessing to be, having a baby. So regardless of if I wasn't planning to get pregnant, one of the consequences of sex was pregnancy. So now I'm pregnant. I'm just gonna have to accept it and just be happy. So I just kind of made it this positive thing right away. Some people it takes time for them to make it a positive thing, but I made it a positive thing right away. But trying to get pregnant has definitely been a challenge for me. I've been trying for a month. Some people only, a month, sorry. I've been trying for a year. Some people only try for a month and then they're lucky the next month. Some people are just really lucky. I've not been really lucky, and I'm just hoping that, it happens. And I'm going to be making videos, a lot of TTC videos, and hopefully I get pregnant soon, and then I will start making pregnancy vlogs. So hopefully you follow me, you subscribe, you ask questions, you leave comments, you just engage yourself in the conversation with me, regardless of if we're not actually face to face. And for those of you who is going through the same thing that I'm going through, maybe we could, have a little back-to-back conversation, and we could, discuss and see what each other is doing that might help each other. Just maybe things that you could think of that would basically help me out, help you out. So feel free to subscribe, please follow. This is my first TTC video, and I'm pretty new at this, so hopefully I don't get any bad critiques, and that you guys follow, you subscribe, you ask questions, you leave comments, and we could just talk from that bond and that conversation. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.